and good morning from day 8, the last day of our Iceland expedition. Look at this view for an Airbnb. Off to Reykjavik now. We have Sky Lagoon booked for later on to take all this weight from our backs and just relax for an hour in the hot springs. So, see you on the road.
As we started heading back to Reykjavik, completing the full circle around Iceland, it was impossible not to think and to be grateful about everything we had just experienced in the last week, especially last night. But don't worry, I'll get to it in a minute. First, let me bring you along for a quick recap of this adventure. Just before that, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel and drop a quick comment. Our first contact with the Icelandic landscape happened at the most famous stop of the Golden Circle, Gullfoss. From there, Kerrit Crater, Brewer Forest with its unreal blue water, the Grey Geyser, and of course, our very first failed sunset of the trip. All that just on the first day. The second day was probably the wildest. We started with beautiful sunshine in Skogafoss, calm weather at Kvernfoss, and from that moment onwards, everything changed. We got the worst weather of the entire trip at the glacier, at the plane wreck, at Deer Hulay, at the Black Beach, and also at Vik Church. That day definitely humbled us. All this was compensated on the very next day. The lava canyon to start, then Svarti Falls with its basalt columns, and then that's where the magic really began. Diamond Beach and the Glacier Lagoon were such powerful experiences that we didn't want to leave, but I'm glad we did. Vestrahorn gave us a beautiful sunset, but also gave us the biggest scary moment of the trip when I cut my fingers with the drone propellers. Day 4 was rough. It started with a dark and moody sunrise back at Vestrahorn. We then had some stops we could barely step out the car, but also some unexpected jams along the way. The hardest moment was to finish the hike to Kirkjufell, only to find it completely covered in fog. The following day started with us on the wrong side of the Stulagiu Canyon, and where we got to the right place, I couldn't take the photo that I planned. But the rest of the day more than compensated. Deathly Falls was easily one of the best locations of the entire trip. Incredible view and beautiful light. Easily one of the best photos of the trip. And to wrap it up, I stopped on Mars. I mean, heavy geothermal area, with a beautiful sunset sky and the small adventure of rescuing the drone joystick. Day 6 began at Godafoss, where we managed to take a beautiful photo of the waterfall. Then, one of the most special moments of the expedition, soaking in a natural hot spring waterfall on top of a cliff and making coffee using water straight from the waterfall. That kind of connection to Iceland, that's what stays with you. And to finish up this incredible day, the best sunset sky we had the entire trip. Which brings us to yesterday's episode, our last full day before returning to Reykjavik. We started at the Seal Beach, then we head to the Black Church framed with dramatic mountains and the beautiful and yet challenging sunset at Kirkjufell. But that wasn't the last time we look upon that mountain. There is still something I have to show you, but at this point we are already at Reykjavik. I'll come back to last night in just a minute. With the sun out, we explored the peaceful streets of Reykjavik. The first stop was the famous cathedral, with its unique facade inspired by the basalt columns. Next, we visit the Sun Voyager that symbolizes exploration and the search for new horizons. This was supposed to be the first sunset of this trip, right on the arrival day. It feels like a nice closure, having this as the last place that I photographed instead of the first. Our final stop was the Sky Lagoon, one of the most famous lagoons in Iceland. We soaked for a few hours, had a few drinks, celebrated the success of this trip, and remembered every stop along the way, especially last night.
Guess what? We have aurora, and it is absolutely beautiful. The sky is absolutely clear. We can see thousands of stars, and the aurora is here. We can see a naked eye. It's not only that we can see on the camera. We are moving to a different location, different position, which is the same that we tried to capture sunset. I'm pushing to try to get the waterfalls with the mountain and the aurora, and I think it's gonna happen. We are 10-15 minutes of walk away from there, and then it's just enjoy. Okay, short story time. I've been wanting to photograph the Northern Lights for a very, very long time now. And I had a few attempts back in Dublin, and all that I saw was just a little bit of a green smidge on the horizon that I could only see through the lens, not through naked eye. So tonight was magical, tonight was special. I always said that I wanted, and I don't even know where this started, which was to photograph the aurora on the Kirkjufell with the waterfalls in the foreground. The only thing that I always hoped to be different, which is still a plan, was to have this covered in snow. So being able to see it for the very first time in my life and photograph it in a place that I always planned to do, it was special. The feeling of being there and seeing it dancing, it started dancing on the sky. It was incredible, it was amazing. I'm so glad that I went out tonight to take photos of it. And it was, I said in the beginning of the trip, if we get one shot of the aurora, only one night, let it be tonight, the night that we were in Kirkjufell, because then I would have the chance of taking the shot that I took.
And so, our expedition through Iceland comes to an end. After exploring the most incredible place I've ever visited, bringing home photographs I'm truly proud of, and sharing all this with the people who matter most to me, it's finally time to say goodbye. Thank you, Iceland. I'll be back soon. There is still plenty for me to explore.